A pretty sobering picture of the future. Let's see if Kai-Olaf from the German Institute for International and Security Affairs agrees. What do you think, Mr. Lang? Do you think we've got that far, that what we've got now here, the European Union today, is as far as we're going to get? Is that as big as it's going to get?
I think the scenario of an EU doomsday, of the European Union falling completely to pieces, is not very likely.
But you do think we're going into reverse?
I think what is a probable development is a sort of EU minus, which means that either one or some member states will leave the community, or that layers and areas of integration will be removed. And this is aggravated by tendencies we have, for example, in member states, democratic backsliding, for example, or simply non-compliance, non-implementation of EU rules. So I think this is very likely which might happen. I think there is a solid foundation, and that's the common market. Most member states are interested in maintaining that. So I would say it's not implosion, but corrosion, which is the most likely development.
OK, and those two different models that you have in mind, would they both be models that would be workable business-wise?
I mean, what can happen is indeed the establishment of a full-fledged inner circle, a core, with its own institutional and political frameworks. And the natural basis for this would be the Eurozone. I think, however, that Germany and other important players are very reluctant to go for this big leap forward because it would insert new dividing lines in the EU. So I think the other model is more likely to happen, a sort of messy coexistence of overlapping spheres of integration, the Schengen zone or the Eurozone and other groups and coalitions of the willing.
How has it come to this? Is it because the European project was just too ambitious, that too many members were joining up too quickly, and too many countries not on the same page with very different ideas of how things should be run?
What is the glue which has held the European project together in the last decades? I think it's three factors. First, identity, a belief of togetherness. Second, utility, especially the economic performance, the added value of the EU. And third, external challenges. The problem is that all of these three factors have reverted. So in terms of identity, many member states say we are very different. In terms of the added value, many say the EU does not protect us, it undermines our economic model. And with regards to the external challenges, Russia and other great powers have successfully subdivided the EU and not brought them together.
And to use a word of yours, solidarity is therefore corroding, falling by the wayside. I mean, the European project was all about helping the little guys. What's happened to that?
Yeah, for the smaller and medium-sized countries, a strong European Union, a rules-based community is in their natural interest, because otherwise, without this protection by the rules and the solidarity of the EU, they are rather policy takers than policy makers. So a strong EU for them gives them reassurance against the heavyweights in the EU.
So the little guys, and I'm talking about countries like Hungary, are really shooting themselves in the foot at the moment in that they want something different, a different deal, and not be part of what is possibly a good thing for them.
It's certainly an irony of history that the countries which basically joined the EU to get more Europe now are casting doubt on the project. I think in the midterm they will get back to their basically pro-integrationist stance.
OK, interesting look on things, take on things. Kai-Olaf, thank you very much for coming in today.